So we already finished talking about the internal and external anatomy of a toad. So now we will proceed to its respiration system, and so we'll go to the PowerPoint for guidance. So we will be looking into the anatomy and function of the parts of the respiratory system of the toad. So we will be talking about what respiration is, the toad's respiratory tract, and the necessity for effective respiration. So what is respiration? Respiration is largely a chemical process that occurs within an individual for the production of energy, and the respiration process occurs through gaseous exchange. Through inhalation, oxygen is taken in, and through exhalation, carbon dioxide is released. When it comes to the toad's respiratory system, they are capable of exchanging gases with the external environment through either of two respiratory surfaces, the skin and the lungs. So they can perform either a cutaneous respiration or a pulmonary respiration. In a cutaneous respiration, the thin membranous skin of a toad enables the diffusion of gases between its blood vessel and the surroundings. In a pulmonary respiration, the exchange of gases in and out makes use of the lungs. So the toad's respiratory tract, we will not proceed to that. It consists of 7 parts: the larynx or voice box, the glottis, the vocal cords, the lungs, viscera pleura, the alveoli, and lastly the bronchi. So, the larynx or voice box. This is a round or ovid structure with cartilaginous walls which function in the production of sound. Here, we have the larynx or voice box. Next, we have the glottis, which is a slit opening of the larynx which functions by controlling the airflow that actually enters in. Here, this slit opening is the larynx. Next, we have the vocal cords, which are a pair of delicate white bands that are located at the side of the glottis. Here, white bands. And they function by producing sounds when these vocal cords actually vibrate. Followed by the lungs, again, which are a pair of big thin wall sacs that are located at the anterior portion of the pleuroperitoneal cavity. They function again as the primary organ for breathing. Next, we have the visceral pleura, which is the thin outermost covering of the lungs that are lined with simple squamous epithelium. They function as a protection for the lungs as they serve as a covering. So these are found outside the lungs. Next, we have the alveoli, which is the small thin-walled chambers richly supplied with blood capillaries. These function by being a site of gas exchange. So here the alveoli are found inside. These are the alveoli. Last, we have the bronchi, which are a pair of short tubes from the larynx which goes to each of the lungs. These bronchi function as a passage of air from the larynx to the lungs and vice versa. So here we have the bronchi. So these are the bronchi. So for last discussion, the necessity for effective breathing. So one important thing to take note of is that the structural conditions necessary to make an organ of respiration effective is for it to actually be thin and moist. So this is our source, and that is all. Thank you.